This is Groove Talk with Froggy Style.
So would you mind just introducing yourself again for the recording?
This is Akbar Johnson from Special Ops.
Awesome, thank you. So why don't you give us a little bit of background information on Special Ops?
Do you have enough time? 15 years in the making. This year is our 15-year anniversary, actually. It started off by one of the ex-frontmen. We used to be two frontmen. He was at a party, and that's where he met Wally, and they were just talking, and, hey, let's get a project together. And then Wally knew Mike Ryan, or Crazy Mike at the time, and Mike knew me. And, we got together, made some noise, there was chemistry, and that was Ops, right?
Yeah.
After going through a bunch of people, we, trying to, management, this and that, we were just jamming nonstop. I think we were playing just rehearsals about 4 times a week. We would jam at least 5-6 hours, and that builds chemistry, right? And 15 years of doing that, you become family. These guys are, they're close. We just, our influences come from everywhere and anywhere. If it was good, if it was on an LP, if it was on a CD, if it was on a tape, and we got our hands on it, we listened to it.
Yeah.
They come in from jazz, funk, reggae, you name it. I have a lot of Middle Eastern stuff. Now the new guitar player that just jumped on board, he's from Egypt, and he used to be a session player with all the big musicians over there. The Middle Eastern music.
Yeah.
So it's coming in, and it's all melting pot that's called Ops, and the sound that you get is a reflection of that, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to sum it up for you. not to bore everybody listening here.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard after spending 15 years together.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, when you're reading the news, music news, or whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
these bands getting into fights and arguments and this and that, and I'm just looking around. I'm like, yeah, been there, done that. Yep, okay, this guy's fighting an illness. Yes, we've been through that too.
Yeah.
Oh, almost died in a car accident. Yes, we've been through that too. We've almost frozen to death. We got lost. The GPS wasn't working, and it was 4 a.m. and at minus 45. We ran out of gas in the middle of a farmland. We have, I don't know how we got out of that. Somebody came and knocked on our window and just looked at us and just bolted. Found out we were out of gas, and he just bolted and got us a little canister to get us to the next gas station. Yeah, a little savior.
Nice.
Yeah. The rest are, you're in driving down the prairies, and thank God it was the prairies and not the Rockies, and your brake lines go. It's guys, yeah, well, there's no brakes. Okay.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys have been through it all, almost.
Oh yeah. Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure kind of being through stuff like that, it makes you closer as a band too, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, Wally's illness as well, having fought it twice, and this time, he really won it this time. It was a harder fight because it came back more aggressive, the cancer and stuff, and he had to get the operation and everything. But, even during that time, I think he actually took off about a year and something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while everybody thought Ops was either done for or on hiatus for 4 to 5 years, we were actually, while he was getting fully recovered and being able to play and tour and stuff like that, we were in the studio. We were writing.
Yeah.
We were just writing nonstop. It was we weren't sitting on our butts doing nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta flow, otherwise we go insane, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the most recent EP that you guys released, is that kind of a reflection of all that writing and stuff then, or?
Yeah. It definitely is. It's and there's more to come like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to come like that. We are going back to the old ways of, well, when I say old ways, I'm not talking 80s. I'm not even talking 70s. I'm talking, Johnny Cash days,
Okay.
where people would write a song, pump it out on the radio back then. Radio would pick it up, and then once you have a whole bunch of singles, then they package them together and put out an album. So we said we have, song-wise, we have about 2 albums worth of kick-ass stuff. And don't forget, we've been writing for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And fine-tuning those tunes and just like working them. And what's there is like, I'm letting you know in secrets here. I'm not supposed to be telling you this stuff. But there's like, there's it might be a double record. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but it might be a double record.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, like, how important is it to you guys to make, like, those kind of cohesive albums, I guess?
We have a pet peeve. We have a couple of pet peeves. We've all, having been through what we've been through and having been on the scene, pretty much mostly the underground scene for a long time.
Yeah.
You get to be, I don't want to use the word jaded. It's not jaded. We're not jaded at all. We wouldn't be still doing it if we were.
Yeah.
It's more seasoned,
Yeah.
The term genre is, like, I've grown to despise it.
Yeah.
Because it's if you actually think of it, the term genre is nothing but a way for the industry or a record store, which, they're all closing down now, to categorize you.
Yeah.
Where am I going to put them on the shelves? How am I going to order my CD collection or whatever, so that when these people come, they know where to find it, right?
Yeah.
And then the big labels took it, and then they started packaging you, and they started taking these bands, and you started getting, like, 12 to 18 songs that sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
And this is like a huge pet peeve for me. Like, why am I getting an album that sounds like one long song?
Yeah.
Just make one long song. You don't have, if Rush and Deep Purple can do it, and all these new bands are doing it, good on them, by the way. There's a lot of awesome new stuff coming out. I'm extremely happy with the Canadian music scene right now. It's not necessary, and we have the influences that we have. You see the different styles from song to song to song, but it all comes in one cohesive sound. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now, but I think the EP reflects it a lot.
Cool.
Those 3 songs, they're all a little bit different, but they're still ops, right?
Yeah. So would you say that you really incorporate all your like diverse backgrounds, like coming from such diverse backgrounds? It's all kind of incorporated into the music you make?
In a non-deliberate way, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it just comes out. We don't sit there and be like, today I'm going to write a song in the key of A, and then, it's just going to be it just, like, we're jamming, we're messing around, somebody comes up with a cool lick, and we just flow. Like, that's how these songs are born most of the time,
Okay. Cool. So you guys are about to go out on a big across-Canada tour here.
Yes.
And, so it's your first in a while, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, like, what's it been like getting back into that, like, that side of the music?
Exciting. Honestly, there's about a week left. I can't wait. But at the same time, we've done it a few times before. Like, we've done it so much that this time around, we've learned from all those mistakes.
Yeah.
And we all just like looked at each other and said, if we're going to do this, let's just do it right. And we're doing it right. You know, there's the promo, the press, all the shows are, you know, the routing, there's a couple of crazy drives there, but it's Canada. You have no choice.
Yeah.
You know, there's press, there's radio, there's videos, there's, you name it. Like, it's all, we became our own label, so to speak, like a true indie artist should be, right? Like,
yeah.
Because beforehand, we were just kind of running blind, learning what this, you know, because everything was new at that time. Like, now people have zoned it down, like they've gotten the hang of it. They figured it out. So I hope so, at least.
I think that's a big turning point for like kind of any band too, is to kind of realize that when you are like touring and stuff and promote, like you kind of almost have to treat it like a business. Do you know what I mean?
You have no choice. I mean, unless you're, you know, you got a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Who's just like, here, yeah, sure, go waste your time and you know, play empty rooms and enjoy yourself. We all have families. We all have bills to pay. We all have, like, you know, we're this is our career, right?
Yeah.
And yes, music is an art, and it's no compromise. When we write songs, like when we're creating that art, it is like 100% the artist side of it takes on.
Yeah.
But the minute that song or that record or that album, whatever you want to call the collection of songs, whatever it is that you're going to release is done, that project is finished, it becomes a product.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, okay, so if I was Time Warner or Sony, you know, how would I treat this?
Yeah.
So we did our homework. We did a lot of studying, and you know, we said, okay, there is no big label, but if we were the big label, and now that we're older and, you know, we know how to spend that money kind of thing, well, which we think we do. We'll find out at the end of the tour. But you know, so far it's working. We've taken that art. We said, okay, this is the band. This is who we are. So this is the image that we're going to do. We didn't really change anything. Nothing was like, hey, let's call some image people and makeup and let's hide behind masks and beat ourselves up on stage and just to get attention, right? Because the music's crap. No, the music's going to speak for itself. And you put on a good rock show, you put out, who's the best example of that? Motorhead. Have you ever been to a Motorhead concert?
Me personally, no.
Yeah. Dude, these guys, balls to the wall, rock, metal, whatever you want to call it, it's Motorhead.
Yeah.
And it is just like no apologies. We are loud, we are fast, and we're going to give you every ounce of energy in our body, and we're going to throw it out there. And what happens is the audience just like eats it up and throws it right back at them. Like it is, and that's what we're doing, or at least that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's high energy. It is fun. It is nonstop, and like I tell all like Bedwetter when he came and joined the band, like 'cause he's new, right?
Yeah.
I told him straight up, I said, there's one thing about us. He's like, what? I said, playing and all that is fine, but you don't just stand there and play as if you're in your bedroom. You know, you're putting on a show, and like you got to move and you got to give these people their money's worth because they're paying to come see you, right? Like it's out of respect for that guy that bought that ticket. He worked hard to make that money. He worked hard to pay for that ticket, so give him that respect, and that is what we're doing, or we're trying to do at least, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And like you can definitely tell, like as an audience member, when the band is enjoying playing the music that they've created, you know.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, when you're just standing there doing stuff that you don't like, don't do it. Really. Yeah. I mean, the amount of work and trouble and risk that you have to take doing all this stuff, like if you're not enjoying yourself, dude, don't waste your time. You know? Really.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess since you are a bit more of a veteran of the scene and in the music scene, maybe what's like what's like one thing that you've learned from previous tours that you're taking and applying to this tour?
Promo. Routing. Plan everything in advance. Experience makes you wise in the sense that we've done all those mistakes.
Yeah.
I know what can go wrong, and I know that there's probably a million other things that could go wrong. So travel light, be prepared for any kind of emergencies, and, keep your cool. Because when you're trapped in a van for 10 hours for 3 weeks or, however long it is, it's easy to start getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
Right? As somebody who's been through this, our first tour was like that. When we came back, I was just like, okay, guys, I need a few months away from you. But if, like you said, you want to run it like a business, you can't do that nowadays because, artists are just pumping it out because there's no more records and touring the record for 2 years. There's you put out 1 or 2 songs and you tour those for a couple months and then you come back and you next, right? It's just be prepared for the worst and keep a cool head and realize that everybody has their own quirks, including yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you're at shows and people are coming to you and they want to talk to you, it doesn't matter how tired you are and how exhausted you are. It's it's your duty. That's why you're there, man. It's your duty to just talk to these people, give them a good time. That's what they're there for. That's what you're there for.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that. Doesn't matter how tired you are or how many times you've played that one song, and to you as the guy that wrote it, you've played that song a million times, but they've never heard it a million times.
Yeah.
So always play it like it's your first, put out that energy and that excitement and just be happy about it, but otherwise don't do it.
Yeah.
Am I repeating myself here? I come across a lot of complainers. And, when you play a lot of shows with a lot of other bands, and you come across a lot of things, and you're just don't do that. Don't. I'm not criticizing, just giving advice. Don't do that to yourself. You're harming yourself at the end of it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense too. Why would you be doing something like this if you didn't really love it?
Exactly. 15 years later, here we are, running, literally what we've accomplished in 6 months.
Yeah.
We recorded. We did an EP. We did 2 EPs. This year we put out Tangents.
Yeah.
Then we put out Take It All. Each one had a video. We toured Quebec, and now we're going to be touring the rest of Canada. And as soon as we come back, we got picked up by American management for international stuff. We got picked up by a Canadian company as well. Bookings, it's just all come back so fast. Things are going so fast. It is a full-time job just keeping up. Everybody's just knocking at the door. I need this and I need that. And when are you going to deliver this? And when are you going to deliver that?
Yeah.
And as exhausted as I am, and the rest of us as well, I'm so happy. I can't complain, really.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, right? It's finding that thing that makes you happy.
Yeah, in life, some people enjoy making French fries and flipping burgers. That's your shtick. Money will come. Find something you enjoy. Find something you love, and the money will come. Just, don't make yourself sick sitting at a cubicle. Customer support, how can I help you? If that's not you, because you will get sick.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I speak from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fun.
No. So I guess how have you kind of seen the music scene change over your 15 years in it?
The level of seriousness, the level of professionalism, technology has helped a lot, obviously. Social media and all that stuff, which when we started our first tour, I don't even think MySpace existed. You know, having a website, you were a big shot because you had a website.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it is just this whole. If you're serious about what you want to do, you almost have no excuse. The tools are all right there, and they're so affordable, and they're so easy to use. And if you can't use them, there's so many people out there, like resources-wise, the people are using them. The quality of music that's coming out, the level of writing, the level of performance. These young indie bands, and by indie I don't mean the style of music. I'm talking like independent. You know,
Yeah.
They're competing with, you know, multi-million-dollar corporations like labels.
Yeah.
The quality that's coming out, and I'm seeing them starting because, you know, we're playing smaller clubs, we're playing mid-levels, and the bigger ones are coming, like the newer agencies that we just signed up with, Graffiti and stuff. They're getting that for us. But I'm looking at a lot of different sizes or levels, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy, like for these young guys. Like it's just like, I wish I had these tools when I was younger. I wish I could do what you were doing when I was your age, because they're gonna, if they keep it up, they're putting out some fierce competition, which is amazing, because it's only going to make Canadian music that much better. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You know?
no, for sure, definitely. Like, and I feel like conversations like this are really important too, because it kind of, you know, it gives the people who are just coming up, you know, kind of that hope, like that stuff, thing to look forward to, that advice, you know. It takes a lot of work to get to where you want to be, right? You know, so
it's a ton of work, and you got to have, you know, each member in ops has his own job other than being that musician.
Yeah.
And, you know, take your band. If you don't have a manager, if you don't have a team, your band is your team. Your band is your street team. Your band is your word of mouth. You know, each guy has a girlfriend, a family, a cousin, a friend, and, you know, hopefully multiple friends, right? and you just, you know, give each one a job that they're probably good at.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's probably a better driver than everybody else, routing, you know, okay, you're in charge of your, you know, transport.
Yeah.
Like, those are little things, right? There's always some guy who's like in charge of things. So, you know, okay, sure, here you go, book some things. And then there's you guys, you make sure the gear is all done and taken care of. Like little things. And as things grow, responsibilities will come and they'll automatically fall into different places. And just do that. The ones that don't go anywhere are the ones that just sit at home, smoke their joints. I mean, you can smoke your joints in the van or right after the show, dude, like, or before, whatever, you know, floats your boat. But don't sit at home and be like, I'll never make it. Like, get off your butt and, you know, do something about it. Moping is not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to get out of the basement for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
put yourself out there.
Think of it this way. Google right now, I can Google artist management, band management, and I guarantee you will find a template, a book, something that tells you what to do or how to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
so
it's
right
like,
there, right? Yeah, and it's free.
Yeah,
it is free, right?
Yeah.
You can go. Everything I've learned, I learned from one, experience, and two, Google.
Yeah.
Really. Blogs, people talking about their experiences, people, you know. And you're lucky. You're lucky because when we first started getting a distributor, because there was no Spotify and Apple Music and all that jazz. Now it's a click of a button and anybody and everybody can get their music up there. Thank God, because, well, yes and no. There's a lot of garbage, but at least it's accessible, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, back in the day, 15 years ago, you needed to go beg and plead. It was just as hard as getting to a record label.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we don't have distribution. What are we gonna do now? It's like, oh my god. Okay, I guess we just got to try and push it, at the subway station. That's how it was, really. It was tough back in the day, man. Now it's all there and it's practically free.
Yeah.
Just figure out how to do it. If you really want it, how bad do you want it? Because it's all right there in front of your eyes.
Yeah. I think that's what it really comes down to, too, is like how bad do you actually want it? How much work are you actually willing to put into it? Because it's not just going to happen, no matter how badly you want it, it's never just going to happen. It's how willing are you to put in that work.
And it takes a long time before you start seeing rewards.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see little rewards. You're going to see, it's always amazing when you start seeing rooms are getting more and more full. And then you're playing the bigger rooms, and promoters are approaching you and offering you the bigger pay. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Like, and then you're logging into your Apple account or your Spotify or CD Baby or whatever the hell your distribution network is, and you're seeing your statistics just like go through the roof. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
But it's always to keep in mind, because I see a lot of bands do this. They push really hard for 1 or 2 years, and then they just fizzle right at the end. Even though they're packing rooms, and we're putting all this time and effort and investment, and we're not making any money, so we just called it a day. You're not going to make money. And this is coming from the horse's mouth. Like, I have a couple of friends that are in bigger bands that, they toughed it out. And I asked them very, very bluntly, I said, when does the money start to, when does the red become black? I remember this conversation back in 2010 because it's like an earring around my earlobe, and he said, every time you grow a step, your expenses grow a step.
Yeah.
The more you tour, the more you're spending, the more promotion you have to put, every time you grow a level, you have to promote that much more. Your tour van gets bigger. You have to get a roadie. You have to hire this person. You have to hire that person. Yeah. When you reach a level where you're playing on a constant basis, minimum 2,000, 2 to 3,000 capacity rooms, that's when it starts.
Yeah.
That's a long road, dude. In Canada it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Well, I remember being surprised to find out that one of my favorite artists, still had a day job and worked in the kitchen, but he's touring internationally and stuff, but he's still just a regular guy because you need that. I don't think people don't realize, at least, that it doesn't pay out as much as it used to anymore. I don't think. Music, at least. No,
and that is, that's the downside. There's a yin and a yang to everything, right?
Yeah.
That's the downside of the whole social media thing, and people are so. In a way, it's good because you really have to be a true musician and hit the road like the old days. Like the old Johnny Cash days. There was no internet. There was no any other way of making money as a musician other than get in the car, hit the road.
Yeah.
You played shows, you got paid, and that's it, right? Yeah. Now, radio has kind of gotten a little bit replaced by, more and more by things like Apple Music and Spotify and all these streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And nobody's buying anymore, which is fine because it's making us be musicians again. There's no more copy-paste and, look at me, I came up with this crazy complicated guitar lick on my record and I can never play it live. Well, now you got to play it live, buddy, because you're a real musician, right? You got to get out there and freaking do it. Yeah. And that's what it's done. And if you learn the business side of it, learn how to promote yourself, learn how to bring in the people, you'll start making money.
Yeah.
The real price is you can't sit at home and make money anymore. That just doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to get out there and you have to put in the work, I guess.
Yeah. There's other sources of income, right? it's not things that you rely on. Yeah, there's always the peanuts that they call radio royalties and licensing and this and that. Licensing's good money if you get in. And you know, we got a couple of things going on from there, but it wasn't easy. And you know, that's people are still figuring that out. There's a lot of people out there on Facebook putting out ads. You know, it's really easy to license yourself and blah, 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 blah. It's a crock of shit. Don't listen. Don't mind my language, but it's all bullshit. There's a lot of, you know, snake oil salesmen out there. Like, and it's saddening, but you know, read through the bullshit, educate yourself, and hey, you might lose a couple $100 here and there, but you'll learn a good lesson.
Yeah. And you'll probably have a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I guess for maybe somebody who would be just starting out in music, what's a piece of advice that you would give to that person?
Just starting out?
Yeah.
Like what? They you know, they got a bunch of friends together and decided
yeah, let's say that they're just starting a band.
Okay. What is my first piece of advice?
Yeah.
Communicate between each other, spend as much time together as possible, and make sure every little step, make sure everybody's on the same page. That is, and play. That's a given. Play is a given.
Yeah.
Whether it's in a rehearsal or, you know, don't play shows if you're not tight, but at the same time, don't be too anal about it. Don't be scared to put yourself out there. Because like they say in that famous song, if you want to hide, then find a stage.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't worry about it. You just go out, put yourself out there, play your heart out, and if the music's good, the people will come. The rest of it is just like be on the same page, communicate with each other, and you know, don't go into that drama. I've seen so many bands break up because of pointless drama. He said, she said, this guy did this, and he owes me $20. Like, really? Let's go by here, man. Awesome sounding bands, and you know they break up because a little pettiness. Like, just you know, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's another time where I just like don't do that. The daddy voice comes in, right? Just don't do
that. That's awesome. So I've heard a lot of very good things about the Montreal music scene. So I guess being from Montreal, what do you think makes Montreal's music scene maybe different from some of the scenes in the rest of Canada?
You've heard a lot of good about the Montreal music?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good.
Why is it different?
Yeah. Or like maybe something you've noticed that's special about Montreal that you haven't seen in maybe some other places. If there's anything, if nothing, that's cool too.
Well, the specialness is it's like from how do I describe this? My first cross-Canada trip was actually not in a band. It was hitchhiking.
Okay.
I was, you know, I immigrated here when I was really, really young. And I wanted to see this country because I wanted to figure out where I'm going to stick, right? You know?
Yeah.
And all I knew was I wanted to play music. But I said, I'm going to, you know, I found a friend and we thumbed it up and down and all over the place. And each province is like its own little country.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit like Ops. Each song is a little different, but together it's still Ops, right? Together it's still Canada.
Yeah.
Each province. And I think the music scene reflects the province.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Montreal is a little bit more. It's got a little bit more ethnic flavor to it. It's got a little bit more, like Toronto is more Southeast Asian with the amount of immigrants that come in.
Yeah.
You know, you have the you know, for lack of a better term, the Anglo-Saxons, and then you have the Southeast Asians, like the Indians and the Chinese and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And you hear that in the music. You really do. If you follow the cultural train, like you see the influences.
Yeah.
Montreal has a little bit more. You know, you got a lot of Europe. You got a lot of Middle Eastern. You know, there's parts here where you can like just walk down the street, speak Arabic, and you'll get by.
Yeah.
It is weird. There's other parts. You know, we have a little bit of everything, and everybody gets along. Montreal is one of those very, very few cities, other than Toronto, that I've seen that you'll walk down the street and you'll find somebody of a different ethnicity and walking down as a group, like 10 guys walking down, you know, college students or whatever, like they're all going for a beer or something like that, or at a bar. You'll find so many different ethnicities sitting in one place, enjoying each other's like company and just shooting the shit. No barriers, no walls, no, you know, like one of my closest friends is a Jew and I'm an Arabic background person. Like I don't care where he's from. He doesn't care where I'm from. We're Canadians.
Yeah.
You know, like and I think Montreal has that. Maybe that's it. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. The other reason could be that if you sing in French, but I don't think that would, you know, how would the rest of Canada? The whole francophone thing is, other than adding to the culture, the Quebec provincial government adds. They give a lot of resources to the artists.
Yeah.
So you have help from both sides. You know,
okay.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
I just do my thing, man. I don't know.
Cool.
That could be it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I guess is there any just kind of final things you want to say before we close this out?
Calgary, we are coming your way. Yeah. October 26th, Meltdown. We're going to be on stage at the Distortion with Mokomokai and Grizzly Hawk and Jab and Aces and a whole bunch of awesomeness. And just, you know, check out the tunes, check out the videos. If you like a band, support them, because a band with no fans is not a band.
Yeah.
Right? And support your local music scene, because otherwise you're going to always be listening to that same damn old station on the radio with the same song over and over and over again. So if you like your new music and you want to see new Canadian acts succeed, you got to support them.
Yeah.
Check them out. Support them if you like them. I'm not forcing you.
Yeah.
That's it. If you like something you hear, support the band.
Yeah.
And you know, tell other people about it, too.
Yeah. Especially if they are local, because, like, they really rely on that support, you know?
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite albums I bought at shows, you know, little bar shows. Some of them were bands that we played with. That's how I discovered Ninja Spy. I don't know if you guys know Ninja Spy. Awesome band from BC. Amazing band. They were coming through, and I think the first time or maybe second time in Montreal, and I got this email, we need a show. And I had a show happening at the time, and I was like, sure, come on. And then I saw them live, and holy crap, give me. You know?
Yeah.
Tons of bands like that. I've seen bands from Germany at little bars, Montreal bands, like you name it. You got to support the scene, because how else are you going to get new music? You know, you're going to be eating McDonald's for the rest of your life, or you'd like to try Burger King and Mama Joe's Burger.
Yeah.
Give Mama Joe a shot. You'd be surprised how good it is.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you. Awesome. Oh, one last thing.
Yeah.
The boys will kick my ass if I don't say it. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. Go on there, follow, like, listen. It's on YouTube. And if you just Google Special Ops Band, we'll be all over the first page. So hit us up, Facebook Band, Special Ops. we're there. And that's it. That's all.
Cool. I'll put all the links to all that stuff in the episode notes for this conversation.
Thank you so much. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.